How did this one-time professional pilot and family man become to be who he is now? A man behind bars. How did he get there? Was he the puppet, or was he the puppet master? What we are looking at here is a series of events in Mr. McConnell's life that would play important factors. Here we have the United States bankruptcy in Minnesota on May the 30th, 2003. And as we scroll down, we can see that he earned $200,000 as a pilot, but he also borrowed $200,000 on his first mortgage and $50,000 on a home equity loan. This was for his farm, whatever you call it, in Glendon, Minnesota. And this was obtained by the NWA Credit Union. So there, I will link below. You can see all this evidence because I will put all below for you. Now we go to the pilots for 9/11truth.org. Now I know this is 2007 and I'm missing out 2006, but there's a reason. 2006 is very important and needs to be on its own. So this part we're going to look at because it was the 12th of January 2007. We're going to roll down, we're going to find his name in this list, and there it is. Field McConnell, Captain Sherlock. That's important as well. Remember that. And why did he relieve the thing? Oh, he was forced to retire due to 9/11 exposure. I'm going to expose that. That's another lie that is going to be exposed. So, what else happened? This happened on February the 27th, 2007. In Dakota, he filed a lawsuit. And this was against Boeing and the Airlines Pilot Association, and it was a RICO Act. Now, why would it be a RICO Act if he's complaining about safety and whatever? This doesn't make sense, but it will all make sense later. On March the 9th, 2007, he does this article in the Tribune where he's talking about the lawsuit and the fact that he claims the planes are rigged by Boeing and they can be remotely detonated. No mention of RICO. He's talking about the planes being set up to blow up. Also in September of that year, 5th of September, was when his mother died, which did play an effect on him. You know that. Now, on the 17th of September 2008, he put his complaint in against the Airline Pilots Association. Now I'm going to take us down to number 26 and number 27, specifically number 27, as it was noted in the court docs. Here we talk about modification of Boeing jets and illegal export of military technology regarding QRS-11 gyro chips. This I have already proven, but this will all play a part again, like I said, later on. Later that year, 15th of October 2008, is when his father died. Now this definitely did affect him, and there's a lot of things that came out because of that. Now in 2011, he lost his case against the Airline Pilots Association, and there's a reason why he lost the case. Now, as you come down here, I've highlighted the fact that he retired on March 13th, 2007. That is also important to note because he lies constantly about his retirement. But here, we can actually see why Mr. McConnell lost, because he knew of the actual neuropsychologist appointment. He wrote it in an email on February the 6th in 2007, which is why it got thrown out. Basically, he was caught lying in the court. But also we'll scroll down just to prove that this was done on the 17th of September 2008. Now, let's go now to March the 1st, 2016. Now this is important because also this is the divorce from his wife Alison. Pay close attention to the address. It's where he lives now, correct? So, as we go down to this part here, number 6, I believe it is, yes, that the marital home be sold as well as the personal property items of the attached list, that after the bank loan on the home is paid, that the remaining funds be paid equally to each party. However, Mr. McConnell shall be responsible for the current IRS tax obligation and shall not receive any payments from the sale of the home or personal property items until the IRS tax obligation is fully satisfied. This was reason why his wife, Denise, was not allowed into the US. The story he spun there, because he is still living at that address. That is quite enlightening, don't you think? Now for 2006. To fully understand what happened in 2006, we have to go to a program that was done 10 years after 9/11. It was done in 2011. Pay particular attention to the answer he gives to the question.
At what point did you actually start making a fuss about it? Was it straight away that you sort of said, excuse me, I'm not sure about this and that?
Well, I'll answer you with your own words. Immediately I started telling my friends and people who valued my judgment, and I'll stop right there and tell you that on 9/11, the very day of 9/11, I was at home on my farm in western Minnesota, and a Pulitzer Prize-winning paper asked if they could come out and interview me. They didn't want to come out and interview me because I was a flake or I was unlikely to understand things. They knew that I was the senior Northwest pilot in the community, and they knew that I'd retired from the Air National Guard, and they considered me an expert witness. And I told them what I've just told you on that day, that it could not be as reported. To answer your question specifically, on December 4th of 2006, I started getting a whole lot of unsolicited information, and by December 11th of 2006, and I will provide this to you by email immediately after the show, I advised 4 different agencies of the government that these 3 or 4 modifications to airliners existed and they needed to ground the jets. My term was clear the skies, and I picked that term because on 9/11, an FAA attorney who was in control of the airlines, he used the term clear the skies as a response to 9/11. He has no experience.
We'll find out what happens next after this break.
So how was he forced to retire through 9/11 exposure when he was on his farm? But let's go back to the document. Let's have a look through here, shall we? Let's show another one. In November of 2006, he went on sick leave. So, while he was on sick leave, then he was getting the phone calls in December. But look at this. The company has reasonable cause to believe that the pilot has developed a medical impairment to his ability. Was there a medical impairment? This is a question. You see here, he was supposed to go to, January 2007, he was on more than 60 days of sick leave. So therefore he had to go for a medical, which he refused. Then he went on January the 31st, 2007. We have so much information in this document which counteracts what he says, but this one's very important. This shows the 3 players. So remember the date he keeps saying about he retires on December the 4th, 2006? Well, here's another one. On December the 4th, 2006, Phil McConnell called a medically retired United States Airlines captain and chatted with him regarding the fraudulent bankruptcy involving United Airlines. Phil McConnell called him again on December the 5th, 2006 and again on December the 6th, 2006. With 3 days of trust, he offered to join his court as an expert witness for events of September 11, 2001. Interesting. This is Captain Dan Hanley, who apparently put him in contact with none other than our friend David Hawkins on December the 6th, 2006. But believe you me, this piece of information is vitally important, because I am going to show you tomorrow in episode 6 how this all connects. But better still, I have something else to show you. This will be a real doozy. Isn't that an interesting read? But don't worry, because tomorrow we're going to show you the verbiage and how it all connects. I am really going to show you the real Puppet Master tomorrow.